There we go. Better. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are we all doing? Another Rubber Duck Thursdays, and we've got lots of folks in the chat. Good morning. Good morning from Gothenburg, Sweden. Good morning. Good evening. Hello, everyone around the world. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Hi, everyone. What's up, everyone? Hello. Good morning. Thank you. Looks like we've got a good crowd in this morning. So, good morning. And hey, T3, how are you doing? Good to see you again. Hopefully, we won't have any issues with spaces today. The last two streams we seem to have. So let's hope today is a good space to go and do some coding. Good morning. Where's everyone joining from this morning? Always like to see how global we are. It's evening in Australia. Evening in Australia. Well, thanks for joining, Alec. Yeah, thanks for spending your evening with us. And yes, T3, I am sure there'll be some kind of spacing issues today as well. So I look forward to seeing the comments where we get, where that happens, because that's just development, right? These things come up, these things happen. So it's okay. We all learn and we get better from it. Having trouble hearing. Let me know. Is anyone else having problems hearing? So UK, Argentina, good morning from Brazil. Wow, so some folks joining in early as well here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It sounds like it might just be one person having some hearing issues or some troubles with sound. So maybe try reconnecting and rejoining the stream there. But yeah, apologies for that. But if anyone else is having issues, let me know. Let me know. Good. So, what are we doing here? Rubber Duck Thursdays. We use it as a chance to hang out, do some coding. It's a bit choppy sometimes. Interesting. Okay, keep me updated because I might change over my sound and how things are doing. So let me know. Let me know. But what are we doing here? Rubber Duck Thursdays. It's our chance to hang out, come together, do some code, and just kind of talk and go and build some things. So we're going to continue with what we've been doing over the last few weeks, which is building a GitHub CLI extension for some games. So something kind of fun. And we're just going to carry on with that. So I'll show you what I've done since then, because I worked a little bit after the last stream on that, and then we'll go and build some more stuff today. I've got some ideas based on some of the kind of announcements that we've had recently here at GitHub as well. And on that point, let's start there, because there have been many announcements over the last week. So I'm going to bring up my screen here. And for anyone who's interested in following along as well, you can go to gh.io/changelog, and it will take you to this changelog on the GitHub blog. And this is where, think of it like a feed of all of the different releases, features, things that are coming out from GitHub. And I was just scrolling through this morning as I was prepping for the stream. There's been a lot over the last week, actually, so it's been really great to see that. So I figured, why not just run through some of those, because I'm sure we'll probably dive into some of those here today as well. So gh.io/changelog if you're interested. So what has actually been going on? Well, the first thing I need to do is find my mouse. There we go. So Dependabot version updates now support the Bun package manager. So if you're using Bun, good news, that's now in GA with Dependabot, and we will we'll use a bit of Dependabot today, not with Bun, or at least we'll talk about Dependabot anyway. But yeah, good update if you're using Bun. GitHub Copilot code completions is now in public preview for Eclipse. So if you are a developer who prefers Eclipse, I guess some of the Java community in particular, is where I've personally seen a lot of the community use Eclipse. Well, good news, that's now in public preview for code completions. Um, so if we scroll down, you can go and try it out, and you can go and try and set that up there. So information about the free tier there as well. So go ahead, take a look at that one. Copilot chat for Xcode is now in public preview as well. So again, if you're an iOS or a macOS dev, so maybe working with Swift or Objective C or any of those kind of things, then good news, Copilot chat's in public preview in Xcode. So go and try that out now as well. Repository rule sets. If anyone is using let me backtrack a sec. Something that is really important when we're thinking about our code is governance. And that could be the governance of the repositories, it could be the governance of the code itself. So, making sure people have to go through pull requests, certain GitHub action workflows have completed, or certain checks have completed, etc. So one of the things that has now gone generally available with repository rule sets is being able to import and export, and the kind of history side of it as well. So again, just some nice quality of life updates there. Verify email address to secure enterprise managed user accounts. Feed activity is now sorted chronologically. Secret scanning detects base64 encoded GitHub tokens. And this is a cool one, actually. So Copilot Workspace continues to get better and better, of course, as well. So follow-ups and file search improvements is an interesting one. So I haven't actually seen this one yet. So we can go into the commands area of Copilot Workspace. Okay. And then follow up. Oh. Editing the necessary files if any follow-ups are detected. How interesting. So we're really getting into this kind of agent and agentic kind of way of working here. So that's pretty cool. File search experience improvements in Copilot Workspace as well. And that's quite nice there. Just being able to go and filter through and search for your files. That's nice. Good stuff there. Personal custom instructions, Bing web search and more in github.com. So Copilot in github.com, I should say. So yeah, now you can have personal instructions on chats in github.com. So, always respond in Portuguese, for example, be concise to the point, cite your sources, etc. So there's a good few examples in there of how we can go and bring those personal instructions to the chats in github.com as well. Good to see. Code completions in GitHub Copilot for Xcode are now generally available. So again, another great update there. GitHub issues and projects, February updates. Let's go and dive into that one a little bit here. So improved issue creation flow in projects. I'm a big fan of projects, actually. So a fun kind of side story. I'm getting married later in the year. I managed to convince my fiance to use GitHub for some of the planning. So we're using issues and project boards for that, which is kind of funny. I don't know if anyone else has ever done that, but there we go. It's something that we're doing. So yeah, issues and projects are great. They've been very, very helpful just in terms of like seeing that kind of Gantt chart view, just seeing the project breakdown as well. So of course can be used for software projects as well, right? That's the intended use. So definitely go and try that out. Required fields on issue forms for private repositories. Oh, interesting. This is cool. Field cannot be empty. Ooh, I like this. Now, this is really useful in the scenario. I can think even internally for my team and how we use things. But required fields on private repositories, we do a lot of like intake kind of work across our teams. And the way that, right now you might have to rely on users to go and ensure they've filled out all of the fields correctly. And we know from building many different sites and apps and things that, sometimes you need that validation, right? So having required fields there is great to see that. So yeah, that'll be a great enhancement. I already know what I'm going to be doing later today, changing some of our issue forms and issue templates. So that is good to see. converting to checklist items to sub issues. So nice. So if you're using kind of the default checklists in a GitHub issue, you can go and convert that to a sub issue now. That's great to see. And task list blocks will be retired and replaced with sub issues. I think that one's been shown for a while. And single issue templates will be retired. So, okay. So if you're using just an individual Markdown file, go and use the folder subdirectory instead. Gotcha. Okay, so lots of updates on that side as well. Let's see, what else have we got going on? So this is a big one, and this is definitely one that we're going to focus in on today. The new GPT-4o Copilot code completion model is now available in public preview for Copilot in Visual Studio Code. I think I saw it's also now in JetBrains as well, so we'll come to that in a sec. But it's really fascinating. So it's based on GPT-4o Mini, and it's had additional fine-tuning, over 30 popular programming languages. As a result, you can expect this model to provide more accurate suggestions and have better performance. So, we'll go and take a look at that in a sec. But yeah, this is now something that you can go and access. If you are a Copilot business or enterprise user, your organization administrator might need to go and change this policy setting. So you might not see it if you're in that kind of world, and you might need to go and just get your organization administrator to enable that. Otherwise, if you're on Copilot Free or Copilot Individuals, you can go and access that. Artifact attestations improvements. I love artifact attestations. And now I think about it, I don't think we've got it in our GitHub Action workflow yet for the game extension that we're working on here. So we should probably go and add that. So let's go and maybe do that today here. But additional updates there. So changes to the defaults there, CLI outputs evaluated. So some good quality of life improvements there as well. Again, with the repository rule sets, this time enterprise rules and custom properties updates. So this is, I'm just such a big fan of this because now it allows us to have governance across our entire enterprise. So if you're an organization using GitHub and you want to scale out those governance, properties, for example, or even those rule sets, this is now something you can start doing. So really excited to see that. There we go, GPT-4o Copilot code completions, now available for Copilot and JetBrains IDEs. General availability of GitHub Copilot extensions, that came out yesterday. Enhanced binning platform for free plan for organizations as well. And then some Dependabot enhancements as well. So being able to use the EPSS scores, so the exploit prediction scoring system, I guess that can now help you kind of prioritize. If you've got a lot of alerts that you need to go and work on, which ones should we then go and focus on? And then GitHub Copilot and JetBrains IDs, the at project context, AI generated commit messages, and other updates. Great. So bringing some updates there that we've had in Visual Studio Code into the JetBrains editor as well. So you can see there have been just a ton of different updates just since last week. So all of that is since we were live last week. So yeah, that's taken us a bit of a while to get through. But yeah, lots of great changes. Let me jump back and see what's been going on in the chat, because I'm terrible at multitasking, and trying to read the changelog whilst trying to keep up with the chat is just an impossible task. So what have we got? People from the UK, good morning. I am also from the UK. Very grey here today, unfortunately. Let's see. Argentina, UK, Brazil, India, good morning. South Sudan, Egypt, South Africa, Nigeria, Senegal. Wow, lots of variety here. South Africa. I like this this comment. Code is poetry, and GitHub is the library where the world's best minds contribute. AI tools like Copilot are just the ink, but creativity still belongs to the coder. Indeed, we're still the ones in control, and that's why it's called Copilot. You know, I'm still the pilot, as we'll see during today's session. So let's see. Comments on using my light theme. That's just what I use in github.com, but my editors are in dark mode. So I'm not going to start that debate today, though. Hello, world, watching from Brazil, Hamburg in Germany, Argentina, planet Earth. Yes, there we go. Anyone not watching from planet Earth? That would be really interesting. India, Bulgaria. It's meant to rain today. Of course it is. The Netherlands. And there we go. And Bulgaria as well. Excellent. Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. And again, thank you for joining. So let's just bring you all up to speed on what we've been doing. Oops, as I almost spill over my tea. That was a very good start. So I'm just going to... Okay, cool. I am just going to bring up my screen again and let me make it full screen. So what we have been building, and let me change over the URL, is a CLI extension for the GitHub CLI. So again, for anyone who's unfamiliar, if you install the GitHub CLI, it means you can go and use basically GitHub from your command line, from the terminal. And one of those commands that we have available is the GH extension. So we can install a number of different extensions that might have been made by the community. So as an example, you can see when I do extension list, I've got a number of different ones installed, including this one, GH Game. So if we go and do that, we've made a couple of mini games already. So we got one for coin toss, and we've actually been building another one. We were building tic-tac-toe last week, actually. So if I just jump back across and switch to my branch, and hopefully I've got it all up to date here. Let me see. I'm going to go and build that locally. So if we do gh-game, tic-tac-toe, there we go. So a couple of updates that I did since last week. I worked on some of the tests because that's kind of where we left things last week. And I was also thinking, well, you know, yes, it's going to be great to have like 2 players playing locally, like a multiplayer kind of thing. But it'd be great to play against the computer as well. So we've got this local player mode. We've got this play against the computer mode as well. And I also added some colors as well. So I can go first. So I'm going to go play in position 5. You can see the computer went in position 1 there. Maybe I'll go 3. You can see it's playing optimally there. It's blocking me. So 4, we've blocked that. Let's go and do, I don't know, 2. And there we go. So there's no winner. So we're just basically building these kind of mini games on in the GitHub CLI. So if I just go and jump over to my repository, and you can go and take a look at this over at gh.io/gh-game. So if you want to go and take a look, if you want to follow along, if you want to take a look at any of the code, you are very welcome to go and do that. So that code is all in this pull request. I haven't merged it yet, but what you can see is, you know, it passes our code scans. It passes our, well, we've got code scans for actions and Go. We've got a build in there as well. And I believe the build also has tests running in it as well. Yes, it does. So, you know, we've got this good set of checks here. Sure, we could keep improving it, maybe adding linting and other things as well. But let's go and merge that one in. Oops, because that looks good to me. And let's go and release a new version. So we're going to be shipping tic-tac-toe. And actually, the way that I'll do it is I'll create that new tag here. We'll generate those release notes. And then we can see all of the commits that have been made since the last tag. So since I tagged v0.0.1. So there's been some updates to permissions and the versions that I'm using of actions. We added the default version of tic-tac-toe. I updated some instructions, the README, and some other bits. We did a version bump, and I'm going to show you a bit about that in a moment. I want to explore that a little bit more, why I just love Dependabot so much and GitHub Actions, some of these bits and pieces. And then the PR that we just merged here, so the version with the computer opponents, the game mode selection, and a few different bits there. So that looks good to me. So let's go and publish that release. And now at the minute, you can see there's no binaries associated with that. What's going to happen is because we've pushed a new tag to the repository, I have a GitHub action workflow that triggers when that tag is pushed to the repository. So you can see in here then, this is basically my release step. So what it's going to do is it's going to build the CLI for the different platforms that we want to go and run it on. So for Windows, for Linux, for Mac, whether it's ARM, etc., etc. So this is effectively my release step to go and publish the binaries that then will be available to go and upgrade in the terminal. I just want to show you this because we had a little bit of a look at this before, but I just want to show you the end-to-end process of that. And I'm going to go back because it looks like my outputs may have paused, maybe? Or we were just taking some time downloading packages, maybe. There we go. So we'll let that go and take place here, and we'll come back to that. I'm not sure of your question there, Dimitro. If you could expand what you mean during blackout. So what do you mean in terms of that? Not quite sure I understand. Let me know. There we go. Hi from Indonesia. Hi from Brazil. Hi from Slovakia. Lots of different locations here. So thanks, folks, for all joining. I will come back to that. I might be having you there. But what we'll see is when we then go and open the terminal, we'll be able to upgrade to version 0.0.2. So, we can... this is effectively the life cycle of upgrading our CLI extension. There's a bit strange there, but we'll... just carry on going, I think. Anyway, right, let me jump back, because I wanted to go and show... I wanted to go and show Dependabot and just why I am such a big fan of it and how it's pretty powerful when you think about GitHub Actions as well. So, in my repository, I have this .github folder, and we have this Dependabot YAML file. And this Dependabot YAML file is effectively our configuration of how Dependabot should do version updates in the repository. And Dependabot works in two ways. So it's either got version updates, where it keeps the packages that you reference here evergreen, or security updates. So if there's like a known vulnerability in a package that you're using, helping you patch that and keep that into a good state. So this configuration here is helping us keep the packages evergreen. So as there are bumps to the dev containers, so the features in the dev container, as there are bumps to the GitHub Action workflows, and as there are bumps to the Go package versions there as well, What Dependabot will do is raise the pull request, and then we can go and merge that back in. So it helps me as the developer make sure that the code that I'm shipping, because we are shipping code that has open source dependencies on it, or in it, I should say. We're making sure that we're using the latest and greatest versions of that. Now, the reason why it's really important to think about things like GitHub Actions alongside that is you can see here that just a couple of days ago, the version that I'm using of the Cobra package, so that helps us with some of the command line interface pieces, it got bumped from version 1.81 to 1.91. And for me as a developer working on this project, I need to have the confidence that we're able to go and ship that. So does the project still work as expected with this new dependency? Because sometimes there may be breaking changes, and there may be changes to the methods that we're calling, for example. So how are we sure that that still actually works or not? And because it's raised as a pull request, because my GitHub Actions are configured to run on a pull request, guess what? They just go ahead and run. So I can't see them in the pull request anymore. Oh no, I can go to checks. Here we go. So you can see that the code QL, I think, yet nothing was run there. But when I look at the build, we can go and see here, we're checking out the code, we're setting up Go, we're building it, we're testing it, and everything worked as expected. And this is why it's so important to think about this idea of shift left. Bring those checks into that pull request flow, because by the time your code gets to main, you can have the confidence that things still work as expected. And the more robust you can be with those checks, the more confident you can be. And obviously there's a trade-off between how robust you are, the time it takes for those checks and things like that. But this is why it's so important to think about things like GitHub Actions as part of your projects, and being able to check that it builds, check that it tests, check for linting, check for whatever those things are that are important to you, because then it allows you to increase the velocity of how you bring changes in like this and keep your dependencies up to date. So yeah, just wanted to kind of show that one because I thought it was an interesting little example there. But there we go. Right. Let's jump back. We can see that the release has now been done. And it does have attestations. There we go. Good. So we can see that if we click on, what will I be running? I'll be running on Darwin, I guess, because that's Mac, isn't it? Darwin. I don't know which one of the two here, though. But, oh, there we go. I'll be on ARM. There we go. So we can see here that this commit generated the package. It was from this workflow file. It was, all of these bits and pieces are in here. So if I wanted to go and verify that and what we're getting, we can go and get that. So that looks good. So what I can then do is I can jump across to my terminal. And if we look at GH extension again, I can say GH, let's try that again. I can say GH extension upgrade, GH-game. There we go. And we've just upgraded from version 0.0.1 to version 0.0.2. And that's kind of the process. So now anyone who has that installed can go and run GH extension upgrade, can go and upgrade that extension. So now we can go and run tic-tac-toe, play against the computer again, because the one that you saw in VS Code was like a local build just in my editor, but this is now the published package that users could go and try out if they wanted to. So again, let's go there, go and block that, go and block that. There we go. It's a draw. So you can see that that's kind of that end-to-end process of how we can go and publish that updated version. So, yeah, I know we tried to show that a couple of weeks ago, and then we got sidetracked and distracted. So just wanted to go and come back and show that. But, there we go. That's how that works. Good. So what I was thinking today, of course, we want to keep going and building some new games. Oh, and actually, before we before we do that, we have to do our ritual. We have to do our regular little game that we do and see how lucky we're going to be today. Which is, of course, if you haven't been tuning in, we also made not just tic-tac-toe, we also made a coin toss. So we've got to pass in either heads or tails. And this time, that is a great question. Can we beat a score of 1 today? Indeed. I'm going to let the chat decide today. I'm going to keep an eye on the chat. Should we go for heads or tails? What's our first one going to be? Because I feel last time I was very unlucky and I didn't even beat a score of 1. It was not good at all. So I'm going to just wait and see what the suggestions are in chat. So. Okay, so we're seeing heads. Okay. No pressure. Here we go. There we go. It went to tails. It went to tails. Of course it did. Of course it did. There we go. And now we're seeing tails in the chat as well. Good. That's how it goes sometimes. So as I said before, our luck is clearly not in the game today, but we're going to be very lucky and very have a good coding session. That's what I'm going to say. So let's jump back to the editor here, to VS Code. I'm just thinking, do I want to go in? I'm going to try it in Insiders for now. And what I'm going to do is just want to jump back to the changelog for 1 second and just refresh your memory on this announcement last week. This week, sorry. Getting all lost with my dates. The GPT-4o Copilot code completion model, now available in public preview for Copilot and VS Code, and as we saw earlier, in JetBrains as well. So you can now go and configure this. Again, depending on if you're on business or enterprise and your organization administrator has set that up, or if you're on individual or free there as well. So the way that you go and configure that is by clicking on the Copilot icon, going into Configure Code Completions, and then we can change the completions model in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So here we are in Visual Studio Code. We're going to go to that. Oh, no. Try again. Right, here we are in Visual Studio Code. Click the drop down, and then we'll go to Configure Code Completions. We'll change the code completions model. And you can see that you can either select the GPT 3.5 Turbo, so Copilot Codex, or you can go and change it to this new preview model. So what I figured we'd go and do, I'm just going to pull the latest changes here. There we go. What I figured we'd go and do is make, you guessed it, another game. But this time, let's make something like rock, paper, scissors. So again, something that we can do on the command line, because obviously the struggle that we've got here is we need something that can kind of render well in the command line. So text-based things, turn-based things, etc. If you've got other ideas, let me know. But let's go and try. Let's go and try rock, paper, scissors. So just in case you're not familiar with Go, what we've got in this repository here is a CMD folder. And think of that as like the entry point for the commands that I can run in my CLI. Then we have the internal folder. Think of that as like the kind of internal logic, the business logic of what that game should do, how it runs. So those are the two things that we're going to really be kind of working with and coding here. So I'm going to create a new file, and we're going to call it rock scissors.go. And of course, we're going to create a new branch. No pushing directly to main here. And the way that I'm going to start this off, is I'm going to start just with some comments, because with Copilot, context is really important. So right now, it knows, the file's called rock, paper, scissors, I guess, but we haven't really told it much else. So if I typed package, it knows we're in the CMD folder, so we can go and do that. It's going to try and start importing. If I try and write a func main, it doesn't really know entirely what to do yet. Like, it knows it's the placeholder for a main function of rock, paper, scissors game, but I haven't really given it any context. So where I want to start is using something like this. So you can see next edit suggestions is kicking in here and saying, right, welcome to rock, paper, scissors. But I just want to go and write some comments here first about what this is. So this file is an entry point for the rock, paper, scissors game. It uses the Cobra CMD to execute commands, execute the game. The game logic will be in the internal rock, paper, scissors package. So you can see I've given it a bit more context there. So package CMD imports. Probably going to ignore the imports for now and just go straight to the func. So we're executing. Okay. So now we want to go and create an execute command. So we're going to go and run that root command. Is that quite right? Is that what we want to go and do? I guess what I probably need to do first off is I need to go and actually implement the rock, paper, scissors kind of logic. So rock, paper, scissors, because then I can go and import it, if that makes some sense. So rock, paper, scissors.go. So package is rock, paper, scissors. And then let's say something like this. Package implements the logic on the rock, paper, scissors game. Yep, that looks good. And we should put something like, it should also contain the logic for the game loop, which the CMD package will must be public exported function, something like that. So let me go and there we go. Right, so playing player 1, player 2. But you know what? I don't want it to be a player 1 or a player 2 kind of thing. And I, again, haven't given that context in my comments. So I'm just going to go and say there is no player 1 or player 2, just a single player versus the computer. There we go. Good. So func. Great. So get computer choice. I mean, that works. You could always return rock. But I'm not quite sure that's how we want to go and implement it. So let's say something like generate a random choice for the computer. Okay, maybe not. We'll come back to that. Let's see. I know what I haven't done. There's some more context that I need to go and set. So let me also open up the tic-tac-toe file. Because I also want to make it so that a user can select using the prompters that we used before. So I think there's some additional context that we need to put in our comment here. So the player can choose from rock, paper, or scissors instead of typing it. They can use a prompt. Let's see. Math runs time. So this is going to definitely influence the suggestions that come back. Because I guess before we didn't import those packages, right? So it's just going, yeah, I'm just going to give you rock back. There you go. Just use rock. But of course, if we don't have rand or some of those other ones, then how's it going to generate that kind of random, that random option? So there we go. GitHub.com/ let me remind myself of the package name. And that's why, sorry, I opened the complete wrong file. No, I didn't. I know what I want to do. I want to implement it the same way as we did the others. So the prompter interface should have a select. Okay. Player choice, computer choice. Cool. I'm going to just leave that for now. Oops. And we can see that Next Edit Suggestions here has gone ahead and suggested some kind of initialization. So sure, let's try that. Plays a single game of rock, paper, scissors. Player choice. Okay. Cool. So we initialize a random seed based on the time. Rock, paper, scissors. Get winner returns the winner of the game. So if the choices are the same, then it's a draw. If the player is rock and then they're scissors. Yeah, okay. Cool. Okay. Cool. And then there's our game loop. So, the thing that it doesn't do right now is it just uses that it uses a scan line, it uses a text input. So it doesn't do the kind of prompting thing that I wanted it to go and do. So let me go and add this. Add an interface. Oh, the prompter. There we go. Nice. That works. And then we want to pass that into play game. So prompter. And then let's say select your choice, rock, paper, scissors. Cool. Good. Ooh, we don't want to do that. But now it's going to be an... let me... Right, I want to put that there. So, let's have a think. We can go and pass that in now. Actually, move all of that. Start again. Game logic is in the internal rock, paper, scissors. This file is... Oh yeah, we've already put that one in. Yes. It should call the play game from rock, paper. So you can see how I'm just kind of nudging in the direction that we want to go. Now, of course, I need to go and import some of these. There we go. Wanted. Miss Reddington. PH game. Go. Nice. Yeah. So interesting the way that it's gone and implemented that. To add the comma there. I think we actually just want to do this instead. We want to do rock, paper, scissors, dot play game. And we'll want to pass in the prompt. So that'll be CLI/. Oh, I always forget this one. Let me open it. There we go. Just like that. That's what. Oops. No. There we go. That's what. Right. And I'll pass in a new user prompt. Just like that. What have I done? It's because our interface isn't correct. So I need to go and update the interface. We're in rock, paper, scissors. Just going to cheat a little bit. I'll take the one that we used in the tic-tac-toe. Prompt. There we go. All right. What did I do? What did I do? Let me see. That's bad. Yeah. There we go. And this is nice. I love how next edit suggestions has come in and gone, okay, but player choice hasn't been assigned yet. And we need to go and get the string based on the index, because the way the prompter works is it returns the index. So that's kind of nice. But there's obviously one kind of issue here. No new variables. Oh, yeah, because we instantiated it further up. And if we do that, I guess. Yep, cool. But there's a problem. Like, we've hard-coded rock, paper, scissors here multiple times. Like, I would rather we pass it in once, because there could be like an extension that we could do and change it a bit. But for now, it's fine. Okay. Now let's see what's going on here. Root CMD is... Oh, yes, yes. I need to have rock, paper, scissors. CMD. And then we need to add that to our root command. Just like this. Cool. Right. We're gonna build. Build's good. And if we do rock, paper, scissors, there we go. Okay. So let's go rock. Computer chooses scissors. Great. I'm the winner. Paper. Oh, they chose paper too. Rock again, I think. Oh, draw. Let's go scissors. Oh, no, the computer won. So we are drawing because I think it's 2 draws. Win to me, win to the computer. So this is the decider. This is the final, I think. Let's go rock again. Oh, paper. Oh, no, rock. Oh, we lost. It looks like it just kind of goes on forever. Which I thought there was some kind of loop limit on the loop there. Maybe I misread that. Let's go and have a look. So let's close root. And hi, Sonus. We are building another game today. We are building rock, paper, scissors in the GitHub CLI as an extension. So yeah, here we've got our implementation for rock, paper, scissors. So let's see. Get score. Oh, I know. Didn't it suggest something in the game loop that's like it didn't increment? A full game is not game over. Yeah, there's no actual implementation of is game over here. It's just going to keep on going, right? So that's why. There we go. If game, dot game over. But when do we decide if boop. Let's see. Is game over? Is that actually called? Plays a single game. Right, that's what we did it. So from to select, we're gonna play. And then it's gonna mark their choice, get the computer choice, get the winner. Gets the winner. Marks the winner. Gets the score. But it's always returning 1, right? It's not actually never incrementing it. Okay. There's no incrementing of the score. So that's kind of what's going on there. So, different ways we could go and implement that. I would say probably want to do v.score ++ there. There we go. Let's try that. But that's only gonna... Yeah, see this? It's funny, right? This is, again, the importance of context, because I've clearly led it in a certain direction. So the score is kind of handled all up. It's not like a score per player. I would like it to be like the first to 3 or the first to 5 or the first to whatever. So this is where I might then start going into Copilot Chat. So again, we started using Copilot Chat last week and Copilot Edits. And I'm going to ask it to go and drag and drop. And I'm going to say, please can you update rock, paper, scissors implementation so that the user has to decide On each turn, the user can exit game. Rock, paper, scissors. Exit our choices. Reduce duplication. I don't have the option duplicated. Out. Back. Apron. 3. What else am I going to do? Let's make it the best of the scoring system. So rather than a single score, you will need to track scores of the user and the computer, e.g. best of 7. There you go. So let's go and see how that goes. Yes, this was like our original implementation, wasn't it? You know, return rock, int, get random number, return 4. I mean, I chose 4 as a random number, but it's not going to be random each time, you know. Love that. Love that. Right, let's see. Let me modify the code to include these improvements. Right, so let's see how it's changed things. So, yep, the game options now are rock, paper, scissors, and exit, and it's declaring that up front. There's a winner of the current round. We got the player score, the computer score, and we get to choose the best of, so 3, 5, or 7. Lovely. And then if best of modular 2 equals 0, sure we have an odd number. Okay, so it's basically saying, right, the user gets to input what that best of is, I'm assuming. We just need to make sure that it's an odd number. Player score, computer score, and the best of, and that's an int. Cool. If the player chooses to exit, then the game is over. Game ended by the player. Yeah. We can update the score each time. Yes. The game is over if the game is over. And if it is, do we even need that? We could just call that directly. Get the game over message. So use the declared upfront versions. And then use the length -1 as the choices because it's a 0-based index. So that's why that is in there. Score. Increase the player score, otherwise increase the computer score. Good. Wins needed. Okay. I like that. So that's deciding who the winner is, if it's the best of 3 or 5 or 7 or whatever. You win the match. Final score. Thing best of. Choose your move. Then it's the options. If the player chooses exit, then it breaks. You chose this. That's the winner. The round result, blah, wins. Okay. That all seems reasonable from what I can see. So let's go and accept that. And of course, you know, there's the explanation on a file-by-file basis as well. But it seems reasonable to me. So we'll go and have that there. But what is going on over here? Yes, we need to now go and pass in the input. So it's just default hard coding that you can only do 3 rounds, which isn't wrong. But let's the user. Why is it not? Yeah. So why are we putting it in the play game method? The int. Here we go. Best of. Why would we not do it like this? And then because we need it when we initialize the game. Yes. I'm just curious how it will go and solve this actually. So I want the user to select the number of rounds. Best of. Can you implement it such that the user selects this as part of the game loop? So again, kind of a bit of a vague question, but because I'm specifying as part of the game loop, I'm kind of expecting it to take it out of this method as a parameter. There you go. Yeah, that's exactly what it's done. Good. And you can see how the nuance of how you ask questions and what you ask is important when you're thinking of working with these AI tools. Because if I asked it something like, "Oh, just to find that up front or whatever," it might have taken that literally and gone and done that in that CMD folder rather than in the game loop itself. So you can see here we got round options now, and we can ask how many rounds do we want to go and do. So that looks better to me. I'm going to keep that. And now let's go build that again. And let's do PH-game, rock, paper, scissors. There we go, nice. So let's do 3. Risky. Rock. Yes. No, computer wins. And I do want to fix this UI as well, because it feels like a lot of information presented to you. And I just want to make it a bit clearer. So I might go and do that after the stream. But anyway, right. Computer wins. Let's go rock again. So if they've gone paper and then scissors, they're probably going to go rock. Let's go for paper. Oh no, I called my bluff. But you can see anyway, the computer wins. That was the best of 3 because obviously the computer got 2, I got 1. So yeah, unlucky. Let's play again. Let's do another best of 3. Rock again. Oh, scissors. Oh, okay. So we've had a draw. Oh, we've had 2 wins. No, sorry, we've had a draw, the computer's won, and the player's won. Now, in theory, that should be just a draw at that point, because we've had the 3 rounds, and no one's won. But it wants to go on 1 more, so there's a clear winner. So there's a little bug in there that we should go and fix. Seems as though there is a little bug in the code. For example, we just had the following. And this is something where Copilot's generally pretty good at, actually, is if you give an example, it can kind of work through that and follow through that. So if you can give examples when you're prompting, that's always a good little trick to go and do. So what was the scenario? Best of 3 games. Draw, computer win, player win. Player win. Oh, hey, I've only just realized that I won that. There we go. We have actually been lucky today. We have won something. This is great. But anyway, we probably shouldn't have won. It should have been a draw. Do we take that, chat? Are we allowed to take that as a victory? I don't know. Yeah, and this is a great question in the chat as well. What about using edits instead of initial comments and then iterate it using edits mode or even new agent mode? You could do. I just kind of wanted to show the new code completions approach. Not new code completions approach, but the new code completions model in action. So that's why I went that route. I was chatting with someone earlier actually that the way that my way of using these tools now, code completions when I'm kind of deep in kind of code editing and I'm in the editor. Chat I'm using for rubber ducking. Edits I'm kind of using when I've got a kind of a clear plan on where I want to go. And in agent mode, I'm kind of using when I'm still kind of exploring, but I know broadly the direction I want to go. And that's just how I've been finding that I've been using it so far. But I'm curious how everyone else has been using it. Please let me know in the chat. Like, how have you been using those different versions? What has been working for you? Please shout. But there we go. It seems as though there's a little bug in the code. For example, we just had the following scenario. Surely it should have finished after the... And then we just be explicit. Third round rather than going on for a 4. And there should be no winner, a draw. Can you fix that? There we go. Let's go and see how that one goes. Let me analyze the code and fix this issue. Please do. The problem seems to be in the game over logic when we're not properly handling the case of a potential draw when neither player can win the best of series. Okay. So, let's see. Remaining games. That's an interesting way of doing it. Yeah. Best of minus all games played. Okay. I see where they're going. Yep. Played all games in the series. Nice. That seems like a good way of doing it. So, let's try that again. Go build. Now we just got to try and get a draw again. And knowing my luck, I'm going to keep losing. Can imagine the if statements if this was a ping pong TDD. Could we even make Pong on the CLI? Like, anyway, we're digressing. We're sidetracking here for sure. I mean, of course, anything is possible, I'm sure, but in one of these streams. Right, go build. GH game, rock, paper, scissors. 3. Yes, we won that one. Oh, it's a draw. Come on, computer, you can do this. Yes, there we go. Oh no, I won. Wait, why am I sad that I won? This is going to be the fun scenario now, is trying to get a draw to go and take place. Of course, we could go and hard code it temporarily if we needed to. And, we'd need to do that for tests as well, right? But rock, paper, scissors... Oh, what did I do? What did I do there? Oh, sorry, I've got old terminal things open. Right. Let me see. There we go. 3. Rock. Rock. Wait, that was 3 rocks again. That was 3 rounds. That didn't work. Let's see. Choose your move. Rock. Choose your move. Rock. Choose your move. Rock. So, clearly, something's not working. So, wins needed is the best of over 2 + 1. Games played. This is why. Their logic is a little faulty. So I'm just going to do another thing there. Games played. Then we'll do that. And then I guess we're starting. This is always the fun, isn't it? 0 and kind of looping around and checking in that way. Games played is. We want to get rid of that one. Okay, games played is more than or equal to g.best of. And then if we start it at a 0 index, which we are, then we want to check before is game over. So we want to increment it before is game over. So where is game over? It's there. There we go. That's what we want to do. Okay. Right. I think my strategy is not going to be trying different different options. I'm just going to keep going for rock. Because in theory, the randomness, if it's evenly random, then we should get 1 win, 1 draw, 1 lose, right? That's my theory. Rock, rock, rock. I won again. Oh dear. Right. Oh, what did I do? I keep pressing some kind of combo of my my keys here. Right. Rock. Oh, rock. A draw. Ugh. How am I winning? Rock. Rock. This is ridiculous. Like, how am I winning when I'm not trying? But when I try, we lose. Rock. Rock. There we go. The match is a draw. Final score. Player 1, computer 1. Good. So, what are we doing on time? Oh, wow, we have been going for a while, but that's okay. There's a few fun things we could do. We could start implementing when we play coin toss later, we should go for a draw too. I still think my coin tossing, regardless, even if we implemented a draw somehow, I would still lose. It would still be the wrong option. Right, let's think. I think let's just go and implement some tests. Yeah, let's go and implement some tests. The functionality is working great. I would like to add some tests. Can you create a rock, paper, scissors test go file? The test should follow standard Go convention testing and use table-driven testing approach. There we go. Okay, so let's see that. Right. Uh-oh, what did I do? Try that again. If not, that might be my sign that we need to end the stream. Because it's been going on too long. Okay. But we have got the entry point for rock, paper, scissors. We have got the kind of business logic or the game logic. And we have got the entry point specifically for rock, paper, scissors as well. So we've made some good progress. Yeah. There we go. I'll help create a comprehensive test file for the rock, paper, scissors game. I'll create tests for the core game logic using table-driven tests. Let me create a new test file in the same directory as the rock, paper, scissors go file. Let me validate the test file has no errors. Are you? There we go. Game, test game, get winner, test game, play, test game. So what tests have we got in? It's a new game with an odd number of rounds, new game with even. Actually, what? I'm going to close some of these files in a sec. So I'm not navigating many. So what happens then if the user does pick even? Oh no, they can't because we went for the prompter option, didn't we? Yeah. How many rounds would you like to play? So the default, okay. Okay. Increment. This game, get winner. Player wins with rock versus scissors. Paper versus rock. For completeness, because it's going to bug me. Ah. That way round makes it really weird. Oh, what did I do there? Oops, there we go. Oh, it's because this one did it that way as well. Okay. Maybe I'm just going to do that. Because that's just how my logic kind of works. Or, you know what I should say? Player loses paper. Let's keep it all consistent. Yep, there we go. Oh, look at that with next edit suggestion. That's nice. Oh. Thank you. Draw with same choices. Rock. And hopefully it'll go and figure that out. Ah, look at that. I love that. That is great. Nice. Okay, so we've got a number of different test cases. Test and gameplay. Game ends when player chooses exit. Good. Game continues for valid moves. Sure. And then these game over. Game not over. Early game. Player wins best of 3. Computer wins best of 3. All games play. Got it. Nice. So it's checking that draw scenario. Okay. That looks reasonable. Oh. Oh, not enough dots. Add another dot. There we go. Nice. And I'm just curious. Get the test coverage of internal rock. This is something I've been using a lot more, by the way, is inline chats in my terminal. So then you can run something like this, and it'll go, right, you want to go and run internal rock, paper, scissors, get the coverage. Great. That. Then it's actually... go and opens it up on another screen. 1 minute. You can kind of see that. Right, so we don't check the game over message. We don't check the player score increment. We don't check any of the play game functionality. There's a few things that we could go and iterate on. So we could do something like do that again. That's what I want, I think. Oh, no, wasn't clear enough. And again, this is the importance of how you write your prompts. So please give coverage on a method by method. Okay. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. Yeah. So we got coverage of 42.6%. What I'm going to do is my favorite trick that you've seen me do in a few of these streams now is we're going to select that. We're going to bring the terminal away. Oh, I'm going to finish this session first. So keep that done. Okay. And now we're going to say, I would like to increase the test coverage of this file and only this file to 100%. Please can you help increase rock, paper, scissors to 100%? Do not make changes to any test outside of this one. Before we do that, I'm just going to not add you. I'm going to commit that stuff. Yeah. So I'd like to increase that. Do not make any changes. Oh, and we need to go. The current coverage is in terminal selection. Go. Reading the terminal selection, and now it's going to go and figure out what it needs to go and do. Right. Looking at the coverage, we need to focus on these functions. So update score has 50 apparently. Yeah. Play game has 0. Yeah. Get game over message 0 and pass int has 0. Great. So let me first look. Let's go and see. I just need to step away for 1 second. I'll be right back. and I need to unmute myself. Here we go. I am back. So what do we need to do here? So review both test and implementation files. Let me add tests. Need to test the draw case. We need tests for all scenarios, player win, computer win, and draw. Needs mocking of the prompter interface. And needs a basic conversion test as well. Okay. So let's go and run that. Ah, now that is better. We've gone up to 91.8%, but we are getting a failure. So there's a test failure in game over message for the draw case. The issues with the expected message. I use match as a draw. The actual message contains the match as a draw. Nice. Okay. Oh, look at that. Wonderful. 91.8%. So we will... I expect it will try and iterate on this as well now, because we specified 100%. So let's go and see. I'm just curious, what isn't covered? We need to enhance our play game test, particularly error handling and the game flow. Let me add more comprehensive tests. Oh, there we go. 100%. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Good. So that has helped us get there. So all functions show 100%. Total statement coverage is 100%. Adding test cases for the update score. Get game over message. Adding test coverage with parsing. Significantly expanding the play game test coverage. Okay. Cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a quick look at the diff just to see what's changed here. So nothing in those earlier methods. They all looked okay. So we're checking if the player wins. The winner's the player. We want the player score to be 1. Oh, as in they've won? Draw 0-0. Yeah, okay. Fine. Let's go. Oh, I see. Because if we're starting at 0, then we want it to be a 1. Yeah, I see. So I assume it's going to initialize with a... Okay, makes sense. Okay. Get game over message. Player wins. You win the match. 2-1. Computer wins. 1-2. Or 1-1. Good. Okay. We've got a mock prompter in here. Okay. Oh, I see. We've got a struct for it that it returns. Fine. And we're mocking the selections then, I guess. Okay. Test to play game. Create a game sequence. So select 5 rounds, then rock 3 times. But that's not complete. Huh. Interesting. I want to find out what's going on in that test case. Error on round selection. Okay. I mean, it sounds like there's some digging that I need to do into some of those tests. But I am very mindful of our time and making sure that we wrap up. So, for now, I'm going to go and add that in. We're going to go and commit that. Go commit, push that for now. I'll have that then on a pull request that I can go and update. So rock, paper, scissors, implement that. Looks good. go and bring that across. Okay. So we should hopefully still have a build and running tests. Yeah, there we go. That worked. And hopefully not introduce anything else new. So I think that is probably a good place for us to go and wrap up for today, folks. So what have we done today? We took a look through the changelog again. There was a lot from last week. A lot of changes. A lot of new things come out. Copilot's available in more editors. We have got the new model for the code completions, which we took a look at earlier. We started building rock paper scissors. Then we made some changes to it. Then we used agent mode to go and enhance it and improve it. And then we just started with our tests there as well. So a good mix of things that we've been working on here today, folks. So as usual, you can go and join us again later today at 2 p.m. Eastern, where my colleague Cassidy will be joining us. So Cassidy is awesome. She'll be bringing on another project, I'm sure, and kind of working on that. I know they've been working on a few different things. Last week was GitHub Spark. Before that, I think was some stuff with FFmpeg. So yeah, quite a variety. So if you're interested in that, that'll be at 2 p.m. Eastern. So that will be roughly 7 hours away, I think, if my time zone maths is correct. So tune in then. Come back on gh.io/rubberduck Thursdays. We'll get the link repointed. And yeah, we will, of course, be back at the same time next week. Tomorrow there'll be an open source Friday, so do check out GitHub's YouTube channel for that as well. And I'm sorry, I take the feedback very directly there as well. Thank you. There was a good stream. I am sorry we had no white space related bugs today. I will endeavor to make sure we have more in the future, maybe. No, I really don't want to see those ever again. So hopefully we've been past that in the last two streams. So thank you, everyone. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Let us know in the comments. And please do share on with folks as well. If you have been enjoying this, let others know, because then we can do more streams like it. And that's definitely what we want to go and do. So with that, have a great day, everyone. And we will see you all very soon. Till then, thanks for tuning in, and bye for now.